Alright, so we have all the essential patches being created. Of course, there are more smaller patches if you wanted to do, you can of course do that. But you can also use sculpting way to fake these parts so that it looks like a different patch. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and approach that faking way instead of trying to do every little patch, because it's gonna get messy, but that's not a bad workflow though. It can give you really good results, really clean result actually. So anyway, I'm just dragging things around here just to make this shape look more dynamic, and I don't even need the original shape here anymore, so I can safely hide it for now. Or if you're confident that you never really need it anymore, you can probably delete it. So I have all those patches here being created, the essential ones. So it's time to start adding some more detail, right? So we can go ahead and start with the base. Okay. For the base, I'm gonna Control D to subdivide it a few times. Okay. And one of the things you see is that it does have some cool, like, layers. Like you can basically think of this part as a extra layer here. So I'm gonna try to do that. Right. So here I make sure that you Control D it enough times so you're reaching millions of polygons, and then you can go ahead and start trying to do that. I'm gonna use move to move this front part up a little bit. And then I'm going to use masking, and let's go to set view. I'm going to use this holding down Control and use the curve to really help me to mask. Go there, goes in, and double click, go up a little bit, go in. Actually, I just need to go over that. And have a little arc here, and goes up, goes up again. Hard to track what's going on here. I guess that's it. Doesn't have to be exactly like that. So I'm masking the top part. Now again, this is gonna be slow when you're using the curve way to mask stuff. Alright, and then for the rest, for this I'm gonna Control click to smooth the mask a little bit, Control Alt and shrink it back and smooth it again, just to get a smoother result. And then I can do this inflate to have this part go out, and Control click to reverse it so that I can smooth this part. Alright, clear the mask. Now I have a little line here now, right? And I can also go ahead and really cut in some line. To do so, let me try to use its masking. And there is a masking by cavity. Let's do mask by cavity. Now you can see it's basically masking that line in the middle, right? And we can go ahead and do a shrink mask, right, to make it thinner, and sharpen it. Control click to invert it. Let's grow mask and sharpen it. Oops, that's too much. And we can inflate this part in, right, to have a little cutting in the middle. Alright, so we have a little detail here now. And let's see what else. So we have one more line over here, right? For that line, we can probably just use a layer brush to cut it out. So I'm gonna use the layer brush, which is this guy. This is basically a brush that you create a layer. Let me go to the stroke and lazy mouse and change the radius to be something bigger, so I can really cut things out like this. Smaller brush, bigger intensity. Yeah, that's how much I want to go. You can go holding down Alt and start cutting for this part. Now I'm gonna go to the morph target and turn on the morph target. Store the morph target. That way when I start dragging while holding down Alt, and even I go ahead and rotate and keep going, ZBrush can connect my previous stroke with my new stroke, right? Quite nicely, if not perfect, but it's good enough, right? Oops, a little tilted. I'm gonna redraw this part. Seems like it needs to be a little thinner. Alright, and I can maybe clean this up afterwards. I can use move, just push these guys in, smooth it out. I don't think anyone would bother that detail. So anyway, I'm gonna go also use this brush called BMO morph. Because I have stored the morph target, I can go here and erase this part to fix that little connection problem here. Alright, so that's one more line from the back. Let's see what else do we have. We have that big patch over here, and it's being cut out over there, right? A smaller one there too. Let's actually create the shape here first. Just one shape going out, right? So this one and that one. I'm gonna go ahead and use my masking again. Double click here. Double click here and go in. So mask that. Actually mask the outside. I have another one here, so let's see. Maybe actually go unmask, holding down Alt. Oh, actually the other way. Holding down Alt to unmask. And let's see, I'm gonna mask this part. And mask the top. Alright, so basically that's the two things here. I'm gonna control click to blur the mask a little bit, and again inflate them out. Yeah, it's okay. Control click to reverse it, so we can maybe smooth out the connection here. Oops, not there actually. Control click to reverse that and smooth out this part too. It's not going to be super perfect because this is not hard surface modeling, and you will have some artifact like that. I don't see a very good way of fixing that. Maybe you can use panel loop or things like that, I'm not sure. But oftentimes I don't bother too much on those anyways. So yeah, just smooth it out. We can maybe try polishing. So we can go to the deformation, and then we can drag the polish by feature, and maybe just polish it. Or there's another one called clay polish. You can try these things. But I don't really bother too much on that. Let's wait for this to finish. Hopefully it doesn't crash. Alright. And then we have this part. I just have a little one in front of there, right? So I'm gonna have that here too. We can actually control W to give this part a little group in case we ever needed that. Oh yeah, after you have group, you can do this cool thing called let's see, geometry. Actually, masking, and there is a mask by feature group. Mask that. What it does is basically masking the edge of the group, and you can grow mask. And then control click to invert it, and you can use inflate to inflate in a little bit to create a little edging there, just like a little panel over there, right? So some cool stuff you can do over here. Alright, anyway, I just need to go ahead and do this final part in the front. Just a little thing here. Mask that, and you know, basically everything else but that little part. Control I, Control W to give it a group. Go use move, Control click, and then we smooth it. And then we inflate, and then Control I, actually just smooth it right away. And then we're gonna do that little trick again, mask by feature. Oops, I actually want it to be over there. So I'm basically gonna shrink the mask, make it tighten so that I have this Control click, Control W to actually move the edge there. Then I can mask by feature for the group, grow mask a little bit, and then Control click to reverse, and we can inflate inwards. Oops, don't really want to deal with the other parts now, so I'm gonna mask these guys. Oh, you know what? I have this part extruded out for some reason. How did I have that? Darn it, I have that part unmasked before I extrude it out, so I'm gonna redo this part. Alright, so you're gonna be masked too. Ah, okay. I'm gonna go for inflate. Oops. And smooth this part out. And then I'm gonna again shrink mask, right? Shrink it, and Control Alt click to tighten it up, Control I to reverse it, Control W to give it a polygroup. And again I'm gonna do a mask by feature groups, Control I to reverse that. And I don't really want it to deal with the other parts, so I'm gonna mask these. And I can inflate in to really fake like this panel effect. I can smooth that out afterwards. Alright, so that's gonna be it for this tutorial. We just added a lot of detail on the bottom. We haven't done these things yet, so we're gonna address that and maybe that later on in the next class. Okay, see you next time.